So you're going to be eyes up, and then you're going to be looking at the ball a little bit longer than just going eyes up, looking at the ball immediately, then trying to go through so you can find your spot better. So on the ball earlier before you start your step. Right here, looks like you're trying to get your momentum going a little bit, but are not fully. Okay, so it's because you're starting.
Get the most amazing new iPhone 11 on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones. More for your thing.
So your stutter step, make it a little bit shorter and keep your toes, keep it just your toes, easy touching on the ground, all touch, athletic. Make it a little bit shorter and pretty much only your toe, not bringing your entire heel down. Like that. And as you can see, you're a little out of control here. You're going left to right, and then back to left because you're not in the right position starting off. So, as I said, look like you're running at a kickoff. This is not a kickoff. So you're gonna go 1, 2. Okay, so you can see how your steps and everything in preparation and stutter step are not at the right distance because look how big your lunge is and look how little your second step is whenever you go into the ball. That and then that. So that little bit of room compared to the whole big jump. So you're having to make up for it the whole time and give up other power because of it. As you can see, you're literally leaning like back right here. So all of your power isn't going forward. All of this is having to go lean backwards to position yourself good enough to be in the right place to put your plant foot, so you're having to compensate for it. So affecting the walk up, the walk through steps, I think we're going to have to do a little bit shorter and find the best and most comfortable for you, but to where all your steps are the same average length, not huge and small and then having to compensate for it. You understand? So you had to jump. That means that to put you in a position, you had to jump literally way too far ahead. As you can see, your foot is deep, a little too deep. Your plant foot, and so you're having to lean your back right here. The balance arm isn't bad, but you're having to lean your back and your right leg even power is leaning back here because of it having to compensate for your step that's too deep and maybe a little bit, too deep and too much lean left back this way because your approach to it, that's where it puts you, that's where your steps brought you. Okay, so not a bad cock back. You're going to want to have more control of this right arm. This is not horrible. It's not horrible. But this right here, left arm crossing already, is not good. So we're going to want to keep that arm out, literally like a bar, almost like you're trying to do with your right, but we're going to make sure you do it with your left to keep that balance as that is your balance, pretty much your balance arm. So you hit the ball pretty well, a little bit too wrapped around it. You could see your toe wrapping around a little bit too much. So that means you're too deep on your plant foot. Not a bad hit, as you can see, because of your wrap around. You were you put yourself in the position of your foot is literally too long and I should say not direct. So you're wrapping with your kicking foot because of your plant that is a little too deep, and we need to sharpen up your steps a little bit, especially your stutter step. Your stutter step should just be not even moving, just a step that just to get your momentum going, that just like pretty much up and down, barely on your toes, athletic touch, and then you start going. It's not a stutter step doesn't count as a step, as in if you take 3 back and 3 to the 2 to the side. Your stutter step should not go into your distance compensation. So, not a bad hit, but you did wrap it. That's why you see the ball going not exactly how you want it. It's too low, line drive, and it's going to just continue to draw, pretty much line drive this way, which you compensated for to try to make this field goal for everything else before it, which as every kicker should. So you're not crunching horribly. This arm straight. And if you're going to bring your left arm across, make sure I'd rather you have it here balancing you out, but if you're going to bring it across, don't crunch up as much with your chest to right leg here. Don't crunch, and keep it more of a straight, keep more of a straight balance beam, but you should be balancing yourself with it outside. Your eyes are still down, not bad, but you can see how far you are away because of how deep your plant was. You can see how far you are in front of your holder because your plant was too deep, and you when you jumped or when you went forward, you're so far away from this because your plant foot was already way too deep and far away from it. So we're going to go one, eyes down, not horrible. As you can see, you're trying to compensate to make this field goal from the right hash. That's what you're doing. We know. So your walkthrough really should be like here. Sorry about that. Here. That should be like your walk through your pass, and your ball should be going there. But since you had to compensate because your plant was too deep, because your steps were not fitting your kick before then, your body had to compensate and everything. Not horrible. A little bit too much lean back right here. You're gonna want to keep your chest out, not leaned back, taking your power away. Go on. Just still a little bit more lean back that you could fix. And not a horrible ball, but you can see how it's not a good, it's ducking a little bit to the left, constantly duck. It's ducking, so literally you could tell that you did not hit it correctly and that you wrapped around it whenever you see it ducking and not just end over end, not just not just end over end. When it's ducking in between it, that's when you know that you wrapped around it a little bit too much with your toes. So not a bad hit. You should be walking through right now, not just taking like one step and off balance right there. So you should be walking through about like right here at this point and continually walking at the same distances and same distance in between each step, not one not a huge one and then skip again and then just flop your hand forward. No, you're going to skip, you're going to hit. Okay, so you hit, skip, which should be more of this. Instead of having to compensate, you started here and then took all of your power away. So you should just have one skip, and then after that, your walk through should literally be, you can see yourself right now. You can see all of this, your arm. You can see, you see everything that's wrong here. I don't have to say anything. But you had to do so because because of everything that happened before it. So after you skip once, after you kick, which is when you skip from your momentum of kicking, that should be your only, and then you should be continually walking, not this, and then skip again because you're off balance, and then try to walk through. No. If we can fix so much before that, it will be so much better. Hope you understand, buddy. Ask all questions. Keep updated. Ride with me today, my boy. Ride with me. Let's go. Much love. Share all and ask all questions. Let's get it right. Much love. At Kinfolk Kicks.